Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to my channel, I guess. That's still really awkward for me to say, and I preferably not want to say that in the future. But yes, this is going to be episode 1 of Random Rambles, and so basically this is just going to be me talking about things that I guess I just want to talk about because I love watching YouTubers just like talk about themselves. I love Q&A videos. I just like, I don't know, like learning more about people. I think that's really cool and see how like we're different or similar, how like their experience shaped them and like make them who they are. I think that's super cool. But so in this one, I will be talking about my college experience, and so this could have been like a more meaningful, like a valuable, like you can get something out of that kind of video maybe, but because I am me, since I am not sure that that would be a meaningful video, I decided to make it super casual, almost like a vlog type of video, except it's not a vlog, it's literally just me sitting down and talking, right? And so I decided to make it nice and casual. I'm just gonna like sit in my bed and just talk because yeah, it might not be the most professional or like put together video, but that's kind of like the vibe of this video that I want to go in, especially because I don't want to like clickbait people or, well, yeah, my thumbnail's gonna be me sitting here, so, or just kind of get people's expectations pretty high up thinking I'll be saying some really like good to know information. This is literally just me talking about my experiences, and they might not be like helpful, but maybe they're interesting. So first up, I guess I was just gonna talk about me a bit. So for background information, I am a freshman at UCLA. My friend got me this little banner, and yeah, so I'm a UCLA student. I'm a freshman, so online college has been the entire experience for me, and I'm actually taking a gap quarter right now. So technically it is spring quarter, but I decided to take a gap because I was just like lacking motivation, just like everyone else, right? Mentally, I just wanted a little bit of a break, and so that's why I ended up taking the gap. And I think a big part of it has to do with the fact that when I first started doing online school at UCLA, people were just asking me all the time if like the online tuition was worth it. And I was like, what else would I be doing? They're just like, people take like gap years and gap quarters, and I feel like I was just kind of following the flow of things, like, oh yeah, everyone goes to college and then they just do online school, because I don't know, taking a gap didn't really seem like something that I would have ever done in my life, basically. But here we are. But yeah, so I went through first quarter. It was kind of rough. Getting adjusted to online school and just getting adjusted to college at the same time was pretty rough. I tried applying to clubs because who knew you had to apply to clubs so that they could teach you like the entry level kind of stuff, entry level skills, and just like how to get internships. Like, how would I get into this club if I have no experience? And then how am I going to get experience if I don't have club experience? It's literally like, I don't know, I think I got unlucky with those classes too, because I didn't get a single A. I had like a 3.7 GPA, which isn't that bad, okay, but I also was taking easy classes. Like, I chose easy classes because we have this thing called Bruin Walk, and it's basically a Rate My Professor except for UCLA. I took easy classes and I didn't do so well. And yeah, so a 3.7 isn't that bad, I guess, but people had like 4.0s, and I also need this GPA to be applying to clubs, and so my resume doesn't help me stick out because my resume is like, I'm not an interesting person, so my resume is literally just so not it. That's why I get cut at the resume stage a lot of the times. So my grades weren't doing good, I wasn't getting into clubs, I kept getting rejected, and yeah, basically it was just a rough time. And so just like everyone else though, just like being at home, it's really hard to study. My family is pretty loud. Yeah, just the Wi-Fi is also an issue, and I think what ultimately like led me to make this decision was this whole like idea of YouTube. I don't know when I started taking this a lot more seriously, but I don't know, I see this as a potential just like future for me, and to do things that I am interested in doing and kind of seeing me grow as a person, you know. This is like a good record of that. So like honestly, this video is maybe more for myself than it is for people, but maybe my words might be helpful somehow. I hope it is, but if not, the series is probably just gonna end after maybe like 2 or 3 episodes, because I will try this again at least one more time. But I ended up taking this gap, yeah, because of YouTube. I have something to work on, and honestly, I want to treat YouTube as like an internship, because to be honest, my resume is completely lacking. But if I were to like work on YouTube, kind of learn how to like master Final Cut Pro, Adobe Suite stuff, and just like editing in general, I think that's a really good skill to learn, as well as learning how to use like Photoshop and just photo editing apps, because right now I am going to pursue marketing. That's kind of what I was going to talk about later, but you know what, we're just going to go my stream of consciousness. So if you don't know, I was pursuing consulting. I am a business economics major at UCLA. Well, obviously I said that already. And yeah, basically this is gonna go so many directions. So I was pursuing consulting and yeah, basically getting rejected by all the clubs and kind of just getting to know more about consulting. I realized that this probably wasn't for me. Of course, I came into college not knowing what I was going to do. My brother actually also didn't know what he was doing, so he applied his business and that's what he's doing now. And so I did the same thing. I just applied his business because I didn't know what to do. When you get into business, they kind of talk about the different fields, and so the two most popular ones, or at least the one that they like advertises because the most, especially because it is like it makes the most money, is consulting and investment banking. And if I'm being honest, I'm still not sure what investment banking is. It's like finance stuff, and yeah, still not quite sure what investment banking is. And consulting, they kind of like say it's like a creative thing because you try to like figure out how to solve people's problems. And so when I did my case competition, it was basically how should this company enter the video streaming service industry, and we basically like laid out a plan, and I was like, okay, this is really boring, and I really hated it. Was basically we had to make a presentation. I'm pretty sure that's what consultants do. They just like make a presentation with ideas basically. It was literally the most boring thing, and it took so many hours, and we didn't get to the final round, so I kind of sucked. But honestly, it just didn't seem like something I wanted to do, even if we did get to the final round, even if we did win, which we did not. But like I even went to go watch the other ones, and to me this just wasn't something that I'd want to do with my future. So especially not getting into any consulting clubs and then having that experience with the case competition, I was like, yeah, consulting is not for me. And so I decided to change my target onto a different field of business, which is marketing. And so marketing, especially with this whole YouTube thing that I'm doing, I think marketing is the most related to it. So that's why I am going to try to pursue consulting. Try to pursue marketing now, but that's still kind of up in the air because I haven't applied for clubs because marketing is probably just as competitive. No, not just as competitive, but it is still competitive, especially trying to get into a UCLA club about marketing. Those can be really competitive, and I think marketing related majors are like communications, or the marketing related major is communication, and of course there's business economics, but I'm gonna switch majors. But the communications major at UCLA is for some reason super competitive. I originally did want to major in communications because just like the idea of being able to learn about how to communicate better basically like really interests me because I like talking a lot, you know, I want to be like an eloquent person, but I'm not. So that's why I think communications is really cool. But if you look up communications, it's like notorious for being one of the most useless degrees, so rip. You know what? I'm gonna end up trying communications anyways because what can I do with a business economics degree either? So like, why not do communications? But the UCLA, you have to apply. Of course, okay, I said that weird. But at UCLA, you have to apply for communications just like any other major, except you have to turn in like your resume, your GPA, and like two short essay questions about why you want to do communications and why you would be a good fit for a communications major, something like that, or what you would do with like, I don't know, something like that. I looked at the application and I was like, wow, I actually have to do that. For most majors, you literally just email them and apply once you do the prerequisites and you have like decent grades in the prerequisites, then you're basically in for a lot of majors, I think. I'm not too sure about STEM because I'm not going to be a STEM major in any world. But anyways, I did mention that I was going to switch majors, and so that had to do with my rush experience at UCLA. I rushed for a professional frat, and it was honestly a really good experience, but I'm not going to re-rush, and if you want to hear a video about my rush experience, let me know in the comments because I was going to make a video about that, or it could just be another random rambles episode too because nobody really cares, but I still want to talk about it and it could potentially be helpful for someone, and it's just me overthinking that I'm not really interesting, but you know. So basically at Rush, I met a bunch of people, and so we just like get to know each other and just talk, and I love talking, you know, so it was pretty cool experience until the end. But so basically I heard about like what other people were doing, what they were pursuing, basically kind of just like, by pursuing I mean like what careers they were kind of going for and what they've done and just like what majors they are. And so I found out that a lot of people, of course it was a business frat, so they were all pursuing business, but not all of them were business economics. And so the business economics degree at UCLA at least isn't the most, you don't need it to like pursue business stuff. So that's kind of why I'm switching out, because winter quarter, me and my unmotivated self decided I was going to toughen up and I was going to take some harder classes, so I decided to take the prerequisites for the business economics major, and it did not go well. It was literally so boring. And okay, so the two prerequisites were Econ 1 and Management 1A, and Management 1A was literally, I don't know, she just said a bunch of stuff about debit and credit, and it was really boring, and I was like, why am I doing this? This is not something that I want to be spending my time doing. And also, I think I was also motivated to like take classes that I was more interested in, because I have two friends. One is my friend Albert, if from my 19th birthday vlog, if you remember, or you can go watch now and then come back here. But he, for the most part, likes what he's studying, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's kind of, I kind of thought it was an outlier. And then I was like talking to my friend from Rush, and she also was kind of like nerding out about her love for psychology maybe. And then so I think it really made me think that like, oh, other people are doing things that they actually like to learn about. It's not everyone's just kind of going with the flow like I was, is what I really felt like business economics, I wasn't really interested in it. And yeah, so I decided that I'm going to try doing something that interests me more. And so my first quarter at UCLA, I took a sociology class, and I thought that was really interesting. So that's right now what I plan on switching my major to once I figure out how to switch majors. I mean, technically, I think I figured it out. I just have to like email them, but I don't like emailing people because I'm socially awkward, and I always feel so bad about emails because I don't know like how to be the most polite, basically, and like the most formal, I guess. So that's why I haven't switched. But even then, if I switched, it would be like pre-sociology. But since I've already done 2 of the 3 prerequisites to before, okay, and then so I could just take the last class and be a sociology major instead of a pre-sociology major. Okay, so that's that. And then also I plan on doubling in communications, but communications obviously is super hard. So that's only like a side thought kind of, if anything. But yeah, so that's kind of just about it for career. I think I mentioned everything, to be honest. Not sure what I covered and what I did it. Okay, I think I did. And so now next on to is the just college experience. I guess you heard already a little bit about it, what's going on with me and my career, I guess. But besides that, just college, if I'm being honest, the online experience has really not been it. And I think I'm learning that I'm basically an introvert, or just a very shy extrovert, because in my little about me descriptions, I've always said ENFP, and it's just because when you read the little things about ENFPs and like INFPs or whatever, I just feel the most related to with an ENFP, and I do like being around people a lot. I like talking a lot, like my friends know this. But just like reaching out to people, I tried that, okay? But even then, it was really difficult for me, and I was just like so awkward and embarrassed to do it. But I did, and then I got ghosted like 17 out of 20 times. And so there's about 3 people left. There's about 3 people that I like am friends with, and after that I feel like everyone's just kind of an acquaintance. But even then, I don't feel like I've talked to those people enough. It has to kind of do with online format, and of course now they're busy with school, so making friends has definitely been a really awkward experience for me. But yeah, I've really not made any friends, and I mean, I guess that's kind of cool because I'm at home anyways, and so I still talk to my high school friends, and that's cool enough for me for now, I guess. I mean, in a way, I am kind of jealous that people seem to be really close already, especially the ones that have like met up. And even the people that like don't meet up, they have like groups of people, and so it's less awkward for me. The 3 friends that I have, they're all individual friends, and so it'd be like awkward to do Zoom calls or something, you know? But like they're like friend groups who do Zoom calls and whatever, and they all seem really close, and so I am a bit like jealous. Not just a bit, but there's nothing I can really do about it, you know? And I mean, I have my own high school friends, so I'm not gonna just wallow in misery, I guess. And I also have this YouTube thing to focus on instead, you know, keeping busy. I didn't even talk about what I'm doing on my gap. So yeah, basically I am just working on my YouTube, doing my Chloe Ting challenge for a YouTube video every single day, and I also work a bit. I teach tennis I teach tennis, basically, but I only do it for 3 hours for 2 days a week, so that's basically nothing. And yeah, otherwise time is spent on my YouTube and now my Instagram cover channel that you should go check out. Maybe I should put it up here somewhere so you can check it out, because learning dances can be pretty tiring, and yeah. Okay, so now back to, I guess, making friends. So in terms of classes, I also haven't really made any friends, and that's because I guess nobody likes to turn on their cameras. I mean, I would, but I feel like everyone not turning on their cameras just made me not want to turn on my camera. But even in breakout rooms, I feel like it's the most awkward when they don't talk, they don't turn on the cameras, and people be like that. I guess people are shy too, and I mean, I get that because I recently have been really, really shy, and so basically, yeah, haven't met a lot of people, and I'm not sure what college experience I actually have, and so I guess in terms of classes, yeah, I'm like below average now, and there's not that much work, and yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that lectures can be so long. I took a seminar last quarter, my K-drama class that I mentioned before also. That was 3 hours long. What does this have to do with anything? Summarize, I haven't really made friends, so that's kind of the making friends portion. I kind of talked about classes. Classes aren't, I feel like, that hard. They're just really heavily exam-based, and so that's kind of why I'm not doing so well, because if I get like a B plus on the exam, I probably have like an automatic A minus, you know? And a B plus on the exam is pretty good for me. But anyways, yeah, so about clubs, they're super competitive and whatnot. I think I'm ending the end of this, aren't I? Because what else is there to say? What is there to say that I've learned? I think most of what I learned though from college was basically career related stuff so far, and I think I really shouldn't worry too much about knowing what to do, because people tell you that you have time to figure out in college, but at the same time people are also asking you like, what do you want to do with your future? Like, you got to get going, and like people are just like doing all their clubs, getting internships, and it feels very, I feel very rushed too. But the reality is, I think that people end up switching their minds all the time, so I think I am fine for now, and I might be a little bit behind everyone else in terms of actually being a college student. I definitely don't feel like I'm in college, especially me taking a gap. I feel like less of a college student, but yeah, I guess that was about it for this rambling session, I guess. Please leave comments. I really want to know what people are thinking, because there are like almost 400 of you subscribers. Well, if you're not a subscriber, then that's cool. You can become one now. There's actually 377 at the time that I'm filming this video, which is the day before it's going up, because I keep procrastinating, but that's also because I didn't know what I was doing with this video, and I still don't. So we'll leave it up to the editing to make this somewhat entertaining, but I guess bye. Thank you. Come back next Saturday.